Alright everyone, Steve from Resell Dojo back, and today I'm going to show you items that sold for over $40 on eBay. All of these items were thrifted, so if I could find them, that means you could find them too. And before we get in the video, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also hit that thumbs up for me. I know you really want to. Alright, for today, as I said, I'm going to share with you 20-something items that I sold for over $40 on eBay. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm not going to go from lowest to highest or whatever. I'm just going to go and rock through them and share them with you. The first one, guys, is Epson toner lot. It sold for $53.95. I bought each of them individually for, I think, $2.49 from the thrift store. Bundled them all up since they all go for the same printer and sold them in like 2 weeks for that price. The next one is always a bolo for you. It's Wii Sports. Whether it's new or used, it's going to sell well for you. This one I got for, I believe, $2, and it sold for me within a week. The next one that sold for me is this vintage Sony Walkman. This one's just a radio. I think it's AM/FM radio. It has some weather on it. Tested it in 60 seconds it took me to test it, just throwing in some fresh batteries and putting the headphones in there. And it sold for me in, I think, about 2 weeks. The next one that sold for me is a Skylanders Lot. It was 2 of them in open boxes. It doesn't look like they were ever taken out, but I made sure I notated it in the description and in the conditions for it. These sold for me about a month's time, which I feel is about the right amount of time based on the sell-through rate. I decided to lock them up because, I didn't want to sell them for like $20 each and then have to ship them. So it was a lot nicer being able to lock them up, ship them out together, and not have to pay shipping twice on these guys. This next one was an A&E documentary box set. This one sold for $44. And I believe it sold for me in about a week amount of time. You may have seen this one in one of my latest pickup videos as well. And I believe I paid up a little bit on this one. I think I may have paid like $10, but I knew based on the comps that it was going to move pretty quickly for me. The Sirius XM vehicle kit and radio sold for me in about a week, actually probably like 4 days. This one was also one of my other previous pickup videos. I believe I paid $5 for it. Everything inside it was sealed, so it's just like a really damaged box. So I sold it as open box and showed them everything, all the conditions and everything, and sold super quick for me. This next one is a video game bolo that you want to keep your eye out for. It's Incredible Hulk for the Xbox 360. Now, there are 2 versions of this game out there. There is the regular game, and then there's also the GameStop exclusive that has the Red Hulk on it. I've sold both of them, but the Red Hulk one goes for a lot more. This one goes for $45. You're probably like $45, $50 range when it comes to it. The regular one, I believe, is more around 25 to 30-ish is what you're going to be able to sell it for. Now, there are ways to be able to test it to see if it has the Red Hulk on it. So if you just have the disc only, there's ways to do it. So make sure you always check it before you label as Red Hulk if you find it. If you have questions about it, just send me a message and I'll help you out. Another cool sale is this Godzilla DVD lot. Always check Godzilla DVDs to see how they sell. These ones I bought for $1 each and lotted them all up and sold it for $40. Some of them will sell for crazy amounts just by themselves, but this one, just based on comps, I knew we're going to sell a lot better if I bundle them together. I also sold this catcher's mitt for $45. This one I believe I had like $6 into, and it took me about 3 to 4 weeks to sell it. Catcher's mitts are going to start moving really quick for you. Always look at catcher's mitts and first baseman gloves as well. Those are the ones that you want to make sure you're looking at, checking comps when you see them at the store. I sold this Silverado Blu-ray with a digibook. If you don't know what those are, they're going to be the Blu-rays that have like little booklets in it. So it looks like you're opening a book and there's a disc in there as well. Those usually will sell for a premium over everything else that you're going to be finding, especially if you find Blu-rays of them. This one I believe I paid about $2 for, and it sold for me in about like 3 weeks. Another thing I like to do is lot up video games if I find them. This one was a Call of Duty series for the PS3. Each one of these games I paid $2 for, so I lotted them all up and sold them for almost $50. This A&E box set sold for me for $45. I believe I had this one for maybe about 2 months, so these A&E like English literature sets, you'll find them. Make sure if you buy them for cheap. They do tend to sit a little bit. There's this version, I think there's like another series of them as well. and that one sells a little bit cheaper. But make sure you always just check the comps on and make sure you're comfortable with the sell-through rates. I found this Magic Jack Go item sealed. I believe I paid like $5 for it. It looks like it was sitting there on the shelf for a couple days and people were passing it up, but it was completely sealed. Everything was in there. Nothing was damaged on there. And I listed it and I sold it within like 3 hours for a person that messaged me, asked me if I would do it for $50, and I had it listed for 55. So I immediately sold it to them and made some quick cash on this one. Another cool sale that I had was this lot of Madonna DVDs. There's 4 of them in this. I think I paid $1.29 for each of them and just bundled them all up. Individually, they probably would have sold for like $12 to $15 for them. Maybe one of them may have sold a little bit more, but I knew this would have worked better selling it to a Madonna collector. I believe I sat on these for about 2 months or 3 months before they sold, so just be aware, some of them you're just going to have to wait out for the right person for it, and they're not going to be the quickest flips. Now this Titanic 3D Blu-ray I had listed for maybe about a day, and I already had a couple watchers on it. I wanted to get someone to pull the trigger real quick, so I gave them an offer about $5 off of where it was listed, and I sold it within an hour. Another sale I had was this GE door window wireless like alarm system thing. I found these 3 all at the same store. I believe each of them were priced like $3 or $4. I knew that I could lock these up and find someone that's going to put them around their house. Based on the sales price, it looked like all of them were going for maybe about like $18 to $20 each. So I knew if I locked them up, gave them a little bit of a discount, I would get a pretty quick sale. And that's actually what happened. They sold for me within about 2 weeks. Now this next one actually took a while to sell for me. This Star Trek Original Series DVD set. I actually paid, I think, $20 for it. And that was at a discount from the store. And this one sat in my inventory for probably about 3 to 4 months. Like I'd have 6 watchers and no one would accept the offer. And eventually someone paid the full price that I had out there for $80 and some change. So I'm happy I got it, but it was one that took a little bit of time to get the price I wanted. Maybe if I priced it down at $60, I would have had someone pull the trigger quicker, but I knew I could get that little higher price if I waited it out. I sell a lot of video games and consoles, and one of my favorite things to do is sell replacement consoles. This original Xbox console I sold with its power cord to someone for $69.95 plus $25 shipping. I sell a ton of replacement consoles because people's consoles will break. They'll have all their cords still, they'll have their controllers, and they just want the console to be replaced. So if you have all the cords and stuff to be able to test them, it's super easy to sell these replacement consoles if you find them. Another one I sold is Primal 3D Interactive Human Anatomy CD-ROM set. I actually paid $1 for this one, and I've sat on this one for probably about 6 to 7 months. I've actually seen more of these in the store and just passed on them because no one was buying them for me. There's only a couple listed. Everyone's like at 100, 130 or something like that, and nothing was moving. So I always passed on them after I found it. The original one that was not selling was just sitting in my inventory. But fortunately, after 7 months, someone paid for it on the global shipping program. I couldn't believe that actually someone paid for this. They actually took an offer that I threw out for $100 because I saw one watcher. I'm like, I gotta get someone to bite on this, so I threw them an offer, and they accepted it in about like 2 hours after I shot it out there. Another great sale I had was this Agatha Christie DVD set lot. I had found all 5 of these sets, I believe in like September, October. It is in one of my previous videos of like the biggest British DVD haul ever. I had already made a ton of profit back on that one. This was one of the last sets that I had listed, and it came through. Like I had this one listed for a while. I sent offers out to people. People have come and gone. But I found the right buyer and they paid my full asking price of $130 on it. This next one I sold was a new open box Neat Desk. Now for me, Neat Desks are kind of a love-hate item. They do sell for a good price, but they do take some time. Now if you find an open box like this, you're going to get a really good price. If you find one that's used and has all the cables and everything, the prices have definitely come down from where they used to be. They're probably more at like the $100 free shipping range. If you find used ones that are, even with the box, without the box, they're probably maybe around $80 or so. But since this was open box, everything was like pristine in there. It was still, everything was in there, shrink wrap and stuff. I was able to get this price, though it did take me a while. I was probably sitting in my inventory for about 2 to 3 months. My next item that sold for me in less than 24 hours. It was the GameCube Game Boy Player disc with manual. This one is in one of my other older videos. I will highlight it up here for you guys to go watch it later from the huge haul that I had found. But this one, I paid $329 for it, and I sold it for $175. And last but not least is the biggest sale that I had in 2021, which is this Garmin InReach Explorer GPS system. Now for this item, I paid $28 and I sold it for $389. You always want to check anything that's Garmin to see if it is valuable, whether it's going to be car GPSs, whether it's going to be handheld GPSs for like hiking and different type of trips. There's this one that's super premium, but there's also another one that's like a little compass that's out there. There's Garmin watches that you could find. There's Garmin accessories for runners. Anything that's Garmin, if you see it out there, make sure you check it. Granted, there's a ton of old GPS systems. Those ones are not going to usually be worth your time, but just always check Garmin if you see it. Always do it, because the more you check, eventually you're going to find a gem like this one. So that concludes all the items I want to share with you. All those items were thrifted from my local Phoenix thrift stores. So if I can find them, you can find them as well. So make sure you keep an eye out for those next time that you're hitting the thrifts. And once again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Also smash the thumbs up for me. And then also let me know what was your best sale in the last week. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.